guys, it's your girl Shanelle.janai from around the way. Hey, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to do, it's kind of like a story time, but more so just a talking video about bullying. I'm going to just share with you my experiences that I've had with being bullied as a young girl and how it affected me, and then I'll just end it by, how I feel about it or my advice to anyone who was bullied. Is my air too loud? Alright, you know what? I was gonna turn it off, but I think I'm just gonna talk over it. No, it's all good. Yeah, but it's way too hot for me to turn off my air, so I do apologize. Okay, so I would say that bullying for me started in elementary. During that time, I went to a school that was very diverse. It wasn't an all-black school, it wasn't an all-white school, it wasn't an all-anything. It was mixed with black, white, Spanish, Indian, Asian, everything. And that's also the kind of area that I lived in. It was just very diverse. The bullying for me, I don't know how it started. I don't remember that. But what I remember the most is just how it made me feel. And what's strange is that the bullying came from people that I hung with. Like, it was never someone who didn't know me and never hung with me. It would be like one moment this one girl would be my friend, and when she was my friend, everything was all good. And then the next moment, if she decided to not be my friend, she would not talk to me, but then everybody else would not talk to me because she wasn't talking to me. And then therefore, I would be lonely, and so that's the kind of bullying that I experienced a lot. I feel like, there were some hurtful things said. It was never physical. It was never a physical bullying experience. But it was words, and words can hurt really bad. And the feeling that people give you can hurt really bad, such as like making you feel less than, or making you feel like you're neglected, right? So, it was this one girl, like I said, that every time she didn't talk to me, I feel like nobody talked to me. So if she wasn't my friend, nobody was my friend. And it would make me cry by myself, never in front of anybody. It would make me just have all kinds of emotion. It made me not want to go to school. And the thing is, I've always been a A and B plus student. I've always been really good with my classes. I've always loved school. I've always just been one of those students, a really good student. Always did my homework, always got good grades on my tests, always got good grades on my report cards, projects, all of that, And so the only reason that I didn't want to go to school half the time was because of mean kids. That was the only reason. And it's not something that I share with anybody, especially my mom. I just let it rock out. I let it rock out, and I tried to just deal with it on my own, because what's more embarrassing than your parents getting involved? So there was plenty of times that I would be home trying to fake sick so that I didn't have to go to school. I'd wake up and saying my stomach hurt. Child, I done tried it all. I like, if it was the winter time and the radiator was on, the heater, I would sit on it. Listen, this is how funny, like how you think as a kid, right? I would sit on the radiator, and it's hot because the heat is on, trying to make my body hot. Cause my mom's thing was, I was going to school no matter what I said, unless I had a fever, because that's like the ultimate, I guess, meaning that I'm really not feeling good and sick. So I felt like if I sat on this heater and made my body heat up, maybe I would get a fever. Like, and even if it was a pinch over, I'd just be happy that I was a pinch over what is considered a fever. Like, it didn't work often, but I can't remember. Maybe sometimes it did. And it was all behind how the girl treated me at the time. If she was on one of those moments of not being my friend and treating me bad, yeah, I didn't want to go to school, and I would try to fake sick. So if faking sick at home didn't work and I still had to go to school, I would then try it at the nurse's office. So once again, at school, instead of doing what I wanted to do, which was sit in class, and I love school, really did. So I would fake sick at school too. I would hope for a nosebleed, hope for a fever, cough until my throat got sore and swollen, anything so that I could go to the nurse's office and either get a break from school, just even if she held me there for a while. That nurse saw me a lot. She saw me a lot. I would go to the nurse office just to escape school for a while. Maybe it was a certain class that the girl was in. I would try to avoid that class and go to the nurse. Or maybe it was lunchtime. Oh my God, lunch. I'll get into lunch in a second. But sometimes I would try to avoid lunchtime. So again, I would go to the nurse's office and kill as much time as possible. If I couldn't possibly get picked up by my mom from me faking it at the nurse's office. Lunchtime for me was the worst. At least in class, you're not supposed to be talking and playing anyway, so I could just sit in my class, learn, go to the next one. Lunch is like recreational time. Everybody's hanging with their clique, with their crew, with their squad. And when I didn't have friends, it was real difficult for me because everything was so wishy-washy. When I had friends, I had a place to sit. When I didn't have friends, I had no place to sit. So that was the most difficult time for me and it molded me now because I just feel like people still be on that wave of wishy-washy. 1 minute somebody cool with you, 1 minute they not. 1 minute they giving you a compliment, but in the same compliment they giving you some shade. And it's people just always been wishy-washy in my life, real talk. So, lunchtime, like I said, was the worst. When I didn't have anywhere to sit because I didn't have any friends for the week or for those few days, I would have nowhere to sit. So, this part makes me not angry, it makes me really, really sad. Right now, thinking about it, my eyes are tearing up, but y'all won't see me cry, so don't even worry about it. But it would get so bad that it was a big lunchroom, a cafeteria where everybody sat and ate. If I didn't have friends, there was an exit door that had you know how any school do, there's a staircase. So it's a staircase. As soon as you go through the doors, there's a staircase to go up to classrooms. But when you're at the bottom of that staircase where the entrance to the cafeteria is, usually there's an exit door right in the back of that staircase. Y'all know about that staircase because I'm pretty sure some of y'all was doing other stuff like kissing girls and boys behind the staircase, stuff like that. You know that area that I'm talking about. I would take my lunch sometimes and sit there and eat my lunch by myself. That part is always touching me. I did it quite often, and if anybody was ever coming up or down the staircase, I would fake I was just stopping there for a second to do something, and then I was getting up to move along, I wasn't sitting there eating my lunch. But in reality, that's what I was doing. I would literally feel like I had nowhere to sit. And to me, it was more embarrassing to sit by myself because I could have done that. But everybody else had their friends and they could to sit in groups where they laughing and joking. And I just felt real corny to sit by myself, just eating my lunch by myself. So instead of doing that, I would remove myself from the whole situation. And I would be sitting there in a stairwell area, eating my lunch, hoping that lunchtime hurry up and pass by so that I could go finish my day at school. When I think about that, I get so sad because I just see a little girl doing that, and it makes me so sad. It just makes me so sad, breaks my heart when I think about it and how lonely that was, how miserable that was. It was a lonely, miserable feeling, y'all. And that's why it triggers me when I talk about that part, because it's people really can control your whole mind and really put you in bad spaces like that. You know, and that's why it's so important to treat people right. Because you never know how, like, the people that did the bullying to me never even knew that that's what they were doing to me. Even to this day, and I know who some of these people are right now, and they're cool people from what I know now, but they probably still don't know the effects of what they did. You know? Being that I'm always alone, like, I didn't have any best friends during that time. Later on, I did go on to have a lot of friends and good friends at like later on. But during these times when I was going through this really bad moment, I didn't have any friends to have my back. My family is all over the place, and a lot of my family is in the South and things like that. So I didn't have any family to have my back. I didn't have that, so it was no going home and telling my big sister or big brother or cousins or something like that. I was strictly by myself, trying to hold myself down by myself. So the way I did that was by removing myself, looking lonely, looking miserable, and that's what I did. I'm not gonna lie, I've always been with that in crowd. Like, even if it was elementary, which I just talked about getting bullied in, middle school, high school, college, stuff like that, I was always in that mix of in-crowd people. Like, if you didn't know who I was, you may have known people that I was hanging with and vice versa. So I was always in that in-crowd. It's just like with the elementary thing, that was the problem. I was with the people that was the it people, like the it girls. But when the kingpin girl, like the main girl that was mean to me, she was like the little ringleader. But when she started to mess with me, everybody messed with me, and that was the problem. But yeah. So my conclusion is, my advice is to toughen up. Toughen up. That's what I had to do. I had to realize that people prey on weak people, and I don't mean pray like this, P-R-A-Y, no. I mean pray, P-R-E-Y. They prey on weak people. So if you come off as weak and like a punk, you're a target. You're a target right off the bat. That's like, please believe me when I say that. So even if you feel like you don't really have that confidence in you, project that confidence anyway. In this instance, be something that you're not, and show, like, be confident. You have to be confident, because when people see that and they sense that fear and that low self-esteem, they hound on you. They make fun of you. They pick on you because they know that you're not going to do nothing back. You ain't going to do nothing but take it and cry and be sad. So, you know, they would never do that with somebody that's just like them. You don't see that happen too often. You don't see mean people be mean to other mean people. Why? Because they don't want to meet their match. They don't really want to take it that far and meet their match. But that's why they'll bother people like how I was. I've always been a quiet person to myself, very sweet, very genuine, not a negative bone in my body, and that triggered a lot of people. Not saying that you shouldn't be those things. Like, the other thing is, in the sense of you being a sweet and nice person, don't let that change for nobody either. Like, I'm still am who I am. I just have tougher skin. I don't take as much crap from people. I've learned to, oh, you got a joke? Well, let me come here real quick. Let me joke on you. You know what I'm saying? Or pray about it, really. Pray that God remove those negative people from your life, because you don't need them. You don't need friends like that. That's your friend one day and not your friend the next day. Like I said, I've dealt with that for so long that it's the reason why I don't have many friends now. People so wishy-washy, and when you're a beautiful person inside and out, and you may not be perfect, but you got yourself together for the most part, people low-key hate on you, and that's just facts. And I'm not confident in sitting here like, I got myself together and I'm this and I'm that, but it is what it is. And people hate on you when you're something that they want to be, and you look away, they want to look, and you got opportunities that they want to have, and you traveling and they not, and your hair is nice and theirs isn't, and you got talent and they don't. Like, all these things are reasons why people will hate on you and throw shade. Pray that God remove negative people from your life, because you don't need none of that. Surround yourself with genuine people that uplift you, and so that you can uplift each other. And that's about it. I feel like bullying is a very important topic. When I have kids, I definitely want to specify that to my children, because the thing is, I didn't tell my parents. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell my parents anything about it. So, as much as I would say, like, tell your parents, or I would want my kids to tell me, I know sometimes that that's just not an option. It's something that you don't want to do. Now, when things get overboard, people putting their hands on you, I do suggest you tell somebody, because that's OD. That's overdoing it. And if you're not gonna fight back, and you feel threatened, and you starting to feel suicidal, things like that, those are things that are just ultimately not cool. That was never my situation. I never felt suicidal. I never felt like in danger physically. Those are things that I feel like you need to talk to someone. You need to let that be known to family, siblings, teachers, somebody. You need to talk about those kind of things. But when it was like me, it was more of a mental thing. People not being my friend, me not wanting to be alone, things like that. I feel like you need to just grow some confidence. And yeah, that's about it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this story time and, bullying topic that I brought up. If you can relate or have anything to say, feel free to put it in the comments down below. I do respond. I do read everything. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Show me some love. Show me some support. And last thing, if you like my hair, I did get a lot of compliments on my Miami trip that I went on recently. I took a lot of dope photos. If you don't follow me on Instagram, be sure to follow me at Heart on My Sleeve, and you'll see all the fine pictures that I took, okay? But if you like this hair, just know that I did do a video on it on my channel with all the details of where I got it from and how I installed the wig, okay? So I didn't leave anything out for you guys. Please go check that out, and I will see you guys later with another freaking video. Bye, guys.